let's take a couple of minutes to acquaint the listeners with who you are, your professional accomplishments, and how you came to iGalen and Emulin. So,
okay.
Yours.
All right. As some of you may know, I am by training a pharmacist and spent my early years in the drug industry. And I realized that the industry was predicated on one thing that was never about curing people. It was about keeping people on a drug for life, literally. And basically, a drug is an anti-something. It's an antibiotic, it's an anti-cholesterol, it's an anti-hypertensive, it's anti, means it works against your body, right? It's suppressing something in the body so that that symptom doesn't turn up. And I personally had a rash on my back, and this rash used to come and go every 3 or 4 weeks, and did not cause me any pain, was not itchy, but it used to break into blood spots. So you have blood spots on your back, which obviously is very embarrassing, right? And being a pharmacist, I tried everything I knew. The potions, the creams, lotions, the ointments, nothing worked. Then I got a bit adventurous, went on to some drugs, nothing worked. At that point, I was working for a drug company called Roche, and we were at that point in dermatological, so I had access to the best skin doctors in the country. And went and saw them, nothing worked. This is a 2-year process. Eventually, I was put on a drug that did maybe 10% improvement, but I had to be on the drug for life. And even worse is when I looked at the pack insert, being a pharmacist, I read the pack insert was going to burn up my liver. So it's not an option going forward. Right? And at that point, I was 26 years old. So I then went at the urging of my mother to go and see a homeopath. And, I did not believe him. I saw him as some kind of a witch doctor. He was in a dingy dark room. He didn't wear a lab coat. He asked me strange questions like, do you constipate? What's that going to do with my rash, right? And in any case, he gave me what looked like lizard balls, and I had to put them under my tongue, which I did because I already paid him anyway. And that night, I purged like a cat. The following month, the rash came back with only about 10%. Even as I tell you this, my hair stands, right? Yeah. Because for 2 years of the best drugs and the best doctors, they couldn't move a needle. And here was a homeopath, right? A quack, a witch doctor, right? And in one session, I was 90% cured. Now, that got me thinking, right? Anyway, I went back to see him now with a bit more renewed respect, and I said, Dr. Raj, his name was also Raj, Dr. Raj, I'm not fully cured yet. I got about 10%. And he said, what? You're not cured yet? Here, take this and go and try it again. And I did it, and that following month, it didn't come back. And the month after, it didn't come back. And the month after, it didn't come back. And that was 31 years ago. So 29 years ago. And I said, oh my goodness, here's something. I'm cured by a doctor I don't believe, by drugs I didn't see as legitimate, right? And what am I doing? And that's when, I had to go back and read up about homeopathy, about natural medicine, about how the body heals. And I realized that, we are really the subject of 3.4 billion years of evolution. And we've been as a species on this planet for like 3.8 million years. And I suddenly realized that there was something I was completely and totally missing. That natural healing was the only real way to be healthy. Eventually, what I was doing was totally incongruent with my job in the drug industry, where I was pushing drugs. And I left, started supplements, started selling a business selling supplements. And then I realized that it was not the supplements per se, because supplements only make you feel a little bit better, but you got to be eating right, and you got to sleep, and you got to exercise, and most people don't do this anymore, right? So I really went into nutrition, and so I studied even more, and I realized that the big problem we were having was we were all eating too much carbohydrate. Now, carbohydrates are not even a necessary food. There's no essential carbohydrates. You've got essential fatty acids and essential amino acids, but not essential carbohydrates. And yet, that's not what we eat most of the time. And today, more and more, we eat refined carbohydrates, as in rice, and bread, noodles, and sugar and starch. So I came back from my doctorate, and I started telling people to eat less rice and to eat less noodles. And I know they were listening, but they were not going to practice. And along the way, I met Dr. Joseph Ahrens. He and his partner, Darrell Thompson, they had invented the world's first carbohydrate manager. It helped the body better manage carbohydrate. It removed or reduced the impact of carbohydrates on the body. And I thought that was so exciting. I brought it back to Malaysia. I run a public company now in Australia, and my partner and fellow director said, no, for a product like this, you need to go into a multi-level system, because you need people who believe the product, who are passionate, who go and talk about it. And I really thought, again, like I thought of this homeopathy, this is all mumbo jumbo, all these people in MLM, network marketing, are a bunch of, pardon the expression, bunch of con people who are out to con you for your money. And then I studied the process more and more, and I realized that this is probably the best system there is in terms of delivering or putting a good product in people's hands. So about a year ago, we started out iGalen, and the basic premise of iGalen was it's named after the royal physician of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who was the first to talk about inflammation. And most of us are so badly inflamed because we're eating wrong, not sleeping right, not resting enough. And so we tried the product on a lot of people here in Malaysia, and we were getting amazing results. People were losing weight, their blood sugar was going down, they had more energy, they were sleeping better. Some of them had joint pains go away, and they said, well, sometime middle of last year, we started setting the process up in North America. We started with Canada, and from Canada, we're now moving to the United States. It's very, very rewarding.
And so then how was it that you met Mr. Heng Chan Fai, the co-founder and also the man you work with together at Holista Colltech?
Okay. So I then got involved in this company that I set up, and we did a takeover of a public company in Australia called Coltech. And after the takeover, I was looking to raise some funds. And that's when I got in touch with Mr. Chan Heng Fai, who this year is 73, an amazing, extraordinary entrepreneur, who almost after I met him was already talking about multi-level. He said, there's one thing that he has not done over these years is multi-level. He's been in like 45 different industries, from tin mining to bean sprouting to finance, airlines, but not multi-level. So he said, look, we need to start one together. And I resisted him initially because I thought, again, it was not, it was hocus pocus. Yeah. But he prevailed, and he said, look, go ahead and do it. I'll fund you. Go ahead and do it. And so we got this thing going.